Hi everyone, this is Douglas at PCC. Do you have trouble finding exactly the drug or dosing statement you want? Or even if you're great at searching for medications, is there anything you could do to make searching better for you and for other prescribers at your practice? Okay, my first problem, I need to make a prescription for Pebbles, and I need ADHD medications. Can I make finding them faster? Sure, if I type ADHD, my practice's pre-selected ADHD meds appear. Wow! This ADHD term is a medication shortcut, a custom search term that I set up for these medications. A custom search term is great for chronic problems, or good for anything I want to search by a different name. I could make a shortcut to a generic drug, so when I search for the name brand, it shows up, and so forth. How do I make a custom search term for my practice? First, I go to the administration section up here, and I click on Custom Search Terms. I search for the medication, and I enter a new term that will link to that drug. Optionally, I put a little note here to myself and my practice. And that's it. Now, when a user enters malaria, it'll automatically find a chloroquine oral, in case I just can't remember that malaria drug's name. Down here, I can see all of my custom search terms. You'll notice I've added the ADHD search term to 3 different drugs. That's how you get a list of drugs when you enter a search term. By the way, this is just for example purposes. Your practice can assign any search term you want, such as ADHD, to the drugs that you use. I could do the same for my practice's preferred asthma prescriptions. And so forth. Back when I prescribe, I can type just a few letters, and there's my malaria drug right at the top. Or I start typing asthma, and I'd see a custom list of my practice's common medications for asthma. Okay, so you can set up these shortcuts for all of your practice's common medications and then teach your prescribers about them. They'll love saving time, and you'll know they're picking the right drug. Okay, problem number 2. When I do pick that albuterol inhaler, there are a bazillion dosing statements. Another one with a lot of dosing statements that we've had pediatricians comment on is prednisolone. For medications like this, there might be a few dozen of these dosing statements that are very useful, but not 80 trillion dosing statements. Can I shorten this list? The first tip I'm going to remind you of is that this list is age-based, based on the patient's age, and so up at the top, I should see the most common dosing statements for this age. I'll also mention you can make favorites with your favorite dosing statements for albuterol or prednisolone or any prescription, so you can just prescribe with a single click. But maybe you know all that already, you just want to knock some of these unusual dosing statements off this list. No problem. Go back to Administration. Click on Orderable Exclusions. Find the drug. And by the way, from here, I can exclude any drug completely. If your practice never uses some of these entries that are appearing down here, you can just click the green minus sign over here to hide it. You can hide it either from the tool for adding it as medication history, or you can hide it for the prescribe tool by clicking one of these green minuses. You'll still be able to find the drug with a full product search if you need to. So it's safe to go ahead and edit this list so you won't have to see these drugs anymore when you're doing a quick search. But dosing statements are the big confusing list. So I'll pick the drug, and then on this screen, I can click the minus to hide any dosing statements that are just never going to happen. Remember, once again, I can hide it from the medication history search drug tool or from the prescribe search drug tool. Remember also, this list is for all ages, so keep that in mind when you're crossing things off the list. But you don't have to worry too much about excluding these. A prescriber can always enter the details they want for any drug. Dosing statements are meant to be a convenience feature. If the list isn't convenient, shorten it. Okay, now you know how to make custom search terms and how to remove drug or dosing statements from quick searches. And as you've learned in other PCC eRx videos, remember these other searching tips. When you search for a drug, less is more. Just type a few letters to get the drug you need. And remember that you may need to click this full product search link up here to find DMEs or other items that wouldn't normally show up. Remember that these results are filtered by the patient's age. And remember that you could just pick any dosing statement that's close, make changes as needed. You don't have to fret over this list. You can learn more about setting up custom medications, managing your prescription favorites, and more options to improve your prescribing experience by watching the other videos at learn.pcc.com/videos. And if there's something else you'd like to learn how to do, send us a note, give us a call, talk to your client advocate. Thanks for watching.